Hello and welcome to another Snobby beer review. As you can see, we're outside in beautiful Dayton, Ohio, and I'm joined with Nick Satinover. How's it going, Nick?
It's going well.
We're doing a special beer here. This is the Bruery's Oude Tart, I believe is how you pronounce it. It's a sour beer that they make. It's aged in oak barrels, and we got this beer because we traded art for it, and I'm doing another video that kind of explains that in more detail. As you can see, this is just like my house. There's a dog that runs around and wants to be on camera, but I'm excited about this. We have this and another beer coming soon, so I say we just get right into it.
Alright.
Alright, as for the aroma for the Oude Tart, you can definitely tell it's a sour. You get that kind of funkiness. It's not like overly funky, but you do get that acidic character. What kind of stuff are you getting?
It's a pretty pronounced tartness, which I guess you're calling funkiness. Get sort of a dark cherry, maybe plum, some dark red fruit.
Yeah.
A little bit of hay or grass or something like that.
I do get a little bit of oak too. But I mean, overall, it smells like a very refreshing beer. I mean, cheers.
Roast.
On the taste, the first thing I noticed, obviously the sourness. It's not overly sour, but there is a good amount of that, like, kind of acidic sourness, and then that oak and leather character, I think, comes out a lot.
Yeah, it's not quite as fruited as I would have guessed from the nose. Mm-hmm. But a lot of the big flavor in it is the leather, oak, and wood.
Yeah.
Flavor.
Flavor.
I get it's sort of like a fruit, like a plum that's not quite ripe.
Yeah.
Like the skin of the fruit.
Yeah.
It's sort of, in terms of comparing it to wine, it's to me most like a Malbec, which would be like a spicier, more leathery wine. Mm-hmm. Maybe some like a bit of tobacco flavor.
Yeah.
But also that tends to be less on the ripe, juicy fruit, but more like on the plum skin, sort of dark, not quite ripened fruit.
Yeah. All right, mouthfeel on this one. How would you describe it?
It is really dry up front, and it doesn't really linger, which sort of brings to mind like a really robust wine to me. Like some of the taste, and I guess maybe getting really analytical, but part of why I maybe think this is very wine-like is that dryness, the chalkiness, which is something that you get in really really robust wines.
Yeah.
But it's not heavy at all. It's really light, despite the color. The sort of body and the mouth is really light, and it, because it's so dry, finishes really clean.
Yeah. There's
not really a lingering flavor too much, which is kind of surprising for a sour. Usually they kind of stick with you in your throat a little bit. Yeah, and the carbonation's spot on. Mm-hmm. Sometimes the sours are like really bubbly, and that kind of amplifies the pucker quality. Mm-hmm. This is nice backyard summer sour.
Yeah, definitely.
And I'm not trying to be overly generous, but I think a 4 out of 5. I mean, obviously a 5 would be, the pinnacle of brewing, and that would leave no room for improvement. So I think it would be hard, but so that means a 4. For me, that means a 4 is pretty much as good as you can get.
Yeah.
And for the style and its drinkability, it's something I would have regularly, I think.
As for me, my score, I'm gonna give it 4.5 out of 5. I mean, this isn't like the best sour I've ever had, but it's exceptionally balanced. That wraps it up for Oude Tart, or Oude Tart, from the brewery. It went through a little bit of distribution. It's kind of hard to get, like, I hate to say it, most other non-year-round brewery beers, but if you see it around, by all means, get your hands on it. It's very, very good. Nick, thanks for joining me, and thanks for hosting this at your house. And,
anytime.
Yeah. I'll see you next time. You guys know what to do. Grab a beer, leave me a comment, and cheers.
Cheers.